In the most recent episode of My Hero Academia, we saw the big three of UA teased. These are the top 3 students in the entire Hero High School, and among them, Mirio Togata is king. That's right, the Fallout guy finally made it. Welcome to this episode of My Hero Academia Philosophy. As we gear up for the Overhaul arc, we'll discuss what makes a true hero, and is self-sacrifice always worth it? My Hero Academia has tackled the question, what makes a true hero, in many arcs. From the beginning, we learned that a hero should be eager to help, no matter what. From the Stain arc, we learned that heroes should be heroic out of a sense of duty, not for payment or worldly accolades. In discussing what makes a true hero, we'll talk about one value that every hero must have: self-sacrifice. And no one exemplifies this more than Mirio Togata. Mirio Togata is an extremely powerful student, showing a mastery over his quirk permeation that rivals some pros, and is considered to be the best candidate for number 1 hero. He easily defeats Class 1A in a training exercise, and blows them away with his experience. Mirio sees the big picture, and can always restrain his emotions for the mission at hand. His hero name, Lemillion, comes from his desire to save 1 million people, taking after his role model, All Might. In fact, before Deku was chosen on his heroics alone to become All Might's successor, Mirio Togata was the number 1 candidate to inherit One for All. So why did All Might, a very responsible man who surely knows that society needs the best candidate to inherit One for All, choose Deku, a powerless boy, instead of Mirio? Well, isn't it obvious? Plot device, everyone loves a good zero to hero story. Besides the whole shonen narrative that needs to market a character who longs to be a hero and finally gets his chance, All Might was also quirkless before he inherited One for All, and is certainly sympathetic to Deku. Objectively, logically, Mirio Togata is the better choice. His body and training would have no problem taking the quirk One for All. However, Deku was ultimately chosen because of something else. Something that Mirio will soon show: self-sacrifice. Manga spoilers ahead. Mirio is slated to become the number 1 hero, and perhaps save 1 million people over the course of his career. However, when Mirio and crew go on a mission to save a little girl named Eri from the villain Overhaul, this potential is perhaps extinguished as Mirio loses his quirk in the process. Mirio saves Eri from a bullet that wouldn't kill her, but would just reintroduce her blood into her body. Blood that contains Eri's quirk, which reverses human time and having quirks. In fact, the bullet probably wouldn't even hurt Eri that much, certainly less pain than having Overhaul constantly tear off her limbs and repair them. So why does Mirio, a very logical character, someone who chose not to seize an opportunity to save Eri earlier to preserve the integrity of this mission, so easily sacrifice himself now, and perhaps his potential to be a hero in the future? Because sacrificing yourself for one person right now in what will be always trumps the future, the potential greater good, and what could be. Saving a girl from momentary pain at the expense of an exceptional hero's quirk, and perhaps countless people in need in the future, might seem illogical when we think of Mirio's potential in society and for the greater good. But being a hero isn't about logic, it's about heart. Mirio chooses to sacrifice his potential as a hero just so a little girl won't have to experience any more pain. This is true heroism, as it comes from sympathy. Mirio not only wants to rescue Eri, as is the mission, but also wants to end the nightmare that Eri has been living under the villain Overhaul. We know Lemillion wants to save 1 million people, but you can't reach that goal if you ignore the person in front of you that's in need. 1 million starts with 1, and that 1 is Eri. Mirio also feels a bit guilty about not helping Eri sooner in choosing to uphold the mission. Even though this is the correct choice morally and for the greater good of society, as more villains were ultimately apprehended, it must have been hard for a hero like Mirio to pass up on such a great opportunity to help this little girl that was in need. But at the end of the day, he did save Eri. And was this self-sacrifice as a hero truly worth it? Look at this smile. You tell me. In self-sacrifice, we learn a valuable lesson about what it means to be a true hero. It's not so much what they do, but always their willingness to sacrifice themselves, no matter how small the cause or how high the cost. Mirio does end up losing his quirk, an ultimate sacrifice for a hero. But Mirio doesn't need his quirk to be a hero. He doesn't need his quirk to be Lemillion. As Iron Man said to Spider-Man,
"I'm nothing without this suit."
If you're nothing without this suit, then you shouldn't have it.
You shouldn't be a hero if your only claim to heroics is a flashy superpower. You need a heroic heart, courage, bravery, and above all, a sense of duty, a sense of self-sacrifice to be willing at any point to lay it all on the line for anyone, no matter how illogical it may seem. The greater good is children like Eri. After all, if you're not trying to save the next generation, what's the point? Hey, as always, thanks for watching. Let me know in the comments below, is Mirio Togata an exemplar of self-sacrifice? If you like My Hero Academia content, consider enrolling at UA today by clicking the subscribe button down below. And until next time, plus ultra.